Hi, so I'm Yvonne again. I enjoyed the flatbread so much yesterday that today I'm going to do something else with you, and that's going to be pancakes. So we went shopping this morning, whisked it, and lots of the shelves are empty. So we still have, thankfully, some flour, some eggs and some milk. If you have the same, then you can go ahead and make these pancakes. Again, really simple, 3 basic ingredients this time. So we're not going to measure anything on scales again today. We're going to take a cup. This is a measuring cup. You could use a mug, you could use a plastic disposable cup. And we're going to take 1 cupful of self-raising flour. And then we're going to pop that into a bowl. If you don't have self-raising flour, you could use plain flour and a little bit of baking powder just to help them puff up a little bit. So flour into the bowl, 1 cup of flour, 1 cup of milk, same cup, nice and easy, less washing up, and 1 egg. So 1, 1 and 1. So I'll crack the egg into a bowl just to make sure that I don't get any shell into the mixture. And then the egg goes into the flour, and then we're going to just whisk, big balloon whisk, give it a stir and gradually add in the milk. Don't add it all in at once, it might go lumpy and you might not need all of the milk. What we want is a nice thick consistency because we're making small kind of what you might call American pancakes or Scotch pancakes, not the great big flat ones that we have on pancake day. So give this a really good mix. What I'm going to do when I've mixed this, should really talk louder over the mixing, is split it into 2 and show you 2 of my favourite fillings, but you can put anything you like into these pancakes. So that's where I'm going to leave that. What we want is when we pop it into the pan is for it not to spread out too much, so hopefully, I'm just going to have a little look at, hopefully that will be okay once I've added some fillings. So like I said, I'm going to split this into 2, just so I can show you 2 different suggestions for what to put in them. You can make these plain, they're absolutely delicious just as they are. Or cook them as they are and then pop some toppings on top. So they're really delicious with a little bit of cream cheese and smoked salmon if you want to be posh, or just a little bit of fruit and yoghurt, anything you like, go mad. So my favourite toppings, or fillings if you like, are savoury sweetcorn, spring onions, for my Irish friends, scallions, and grated cheese. No measurements, just put in what you think, give it a good mix, and that's your pancake batter ready to go. So I'm going to put this into a hot pan. I've had it on for a little while, but I'm just going to turn it up now. And while these pans heat up, I'm going to mix in the other ingredients. So the second one, this is a sweet one. So I'm going to put in a little bit of sugar in here. About a tablespoon of sugar. Although it's half the mixture, so maybe slightly less. And then I have dried cranberries. Now this is a new one on me, but this is what I had in my cupboard. And grated or finely chopped dark chocolate. Give that a mix. And fingers crossed I don't make an idiot of myself in front of everybody because I've never done this one before. What we're going to do then is take a spoonful of the mixture and pop it into a hot frying pan. Now I like to work as if it's a clock, so that I know which ones went in first and which ones to take out first. And I like them quite small, bite size. So there we have the savoury ones, and then a smaller pan for the sweet ones. So might not get so many in there. And this mixture might be a little bit wetter. There's no right or wrong, just go with it. I'll just probably cook a little bit quicker. Okay, there they are, they're in the pan. So to know when they're cooked, we need to be watching for little bubbles to appear on the surface of the pancake. When those happen and pop, that's when we flip the pancakes over. Like I say, we do need a hot pan, And these are non-stick pans, so there's no oil needed in there either. Hopefully they're going to start to pop soon. While we're waiting for them to start to pop, what I can do is tell you some of my other favourite fillings. So I really enjoy, for sweet, grating apple, squeeze out some of the juice and then put some apple and cinnamon into the mixture. Sultanas or raisins and some lemon zest is also really delicious. And I find that the children really like it with mashed banana and a little bit of cocoa powder. So they're the sweet ones. And these are my absolute favourite, the ones that I'm doing for you now. But I also really enjoy smoked salmon straight into there, absolutely delicious. But you go crazy and do what you like. So I've got some holes forming now, look. They've formed little bubbles, they've popped, and so now I'm just going to flip them over as tidily as I can. If you've got young children, it's actually quite useful to use two to turn them, because it holds their elbows up and helps to stop them from catching the side of the pan with their arms and burning them. So these ones, because they're thicker, are still not quite popping, but I'll just try and pop one over just so you can see. They're still quite pale, so we just need to have a little bit of patience and wait for them to start to pop. I can see some little bubbles forming there, so hopefully not too long. The chocolate ones are going. You need to be careful if you've added sugar or sweet things into the pancakes, because they tend to burn quicker from the sweetness, so they might catch on the pan. So just check. And they look about perfect. They're not round, but we don't mind. What they look like does not affect the way that they taste. And then, like I say, you have to be careful that they don't burn. And we just go round again with another batch. Just little spoonfuls. I'm going to take some of the chocolate and pop it into these. Okay, and then back to these, which are starting to form little bubbles. Turn these ones over. There, look at those, they look delicious. They smell delicious as well, it's a shame you can't smell them. Okay, I won't leave you watching me make any more mess. Like I say, it's a real shame you can't smell them, they're delicious. Leave them to cool and then eat them. If you can't, they make loads, so if you can't make them and eat them quick enough, they will stay in the fridge in a bag for a couple of days. And also, just in case you don't have a balloon whisk, I'll just very quickly show you. I've measured the flour in and then the milk, and there's an egg hiding in the middle of all of this. If you do want to use measurements, it's 150 grams of flour, 250 mils of milk, but the cup is just as easy. And if you don't have a whisk, it does work, and the kids quite like it too, if you just give it a really good shake. It's not going to be as smooth and you might find a few lumps, but hey, we can live with that for a simple, beautiful recipe. Thank you very much again. Bye.